Hi, it's Sarabeth Emet, and today is Monday, the 15th of December of the year 2025, and it is just about 2 p.m., maybe after 2 p.m. now, and I am following through with some work which was asked of me. We are working on promoting my rescue. We are working on promoting big and good and hard work, and I agreed to follow through with a few performances for everyone so that we can work on some material. Last night, the video that I made, the songs that I sang from West Side Story and Guys and Dolls, was also material, songs which were asked of me to sing. That's dated 12/14/25, and today's work was also asked of me if I would please take this book through. I did not read this book as a child, not a younger child. I remember finding the book when I was more like preteen, teenager. The book is published in 1971, is what the copyright says. And I was maybe around 10 or 11 when I actually found the book. I thought that it was very bright and funny. And it was the type of book that I kept in mind, kept in soul, kept in heart, and didn't know the creator, didn't know how meaningful the work might one day be in my own life, and here we are now. So this book is, as we can read the monster at the end of this book, starring lovable, furry old Grover, a little golden book, published by Sesame Street. Hello, everybody, it says. I'm going to see. I don't want to read too loudly. Excuse me. Line up the book as best I'm able. Again, I'm taking the book through in a promotion of rescue and good life and helping to bring the end of a very difficult time. So we read here The Monster at the end of this book, written by Jon Stone, illustrated by Mike Smollin, featuring Grover, a Jim Henson puppet, as performed on Sesame Street by Frank Oz. Grover says, "This is a very dull page. What is on the next page?" What did that say? On the first page, what did that say? Did that say there will be a monster at the end of this book? It did? Oh, I am so scared of monsters. Shh. Listen, I have an idea. If you do not turn any pages, we will never get to the end of this book. And that is good because there is a monster at the end of this book. So please do not turn the page. Well, we have to turn the page. You turn the page! Maybe you do not understand. You see, turning pages will bring us to the end of this book. And there is a monster at the end of this book. But this will stop you from turning pages. See, I am tying the pages together so you cannot. You turned another page. You do not know what you are doing to me. Now, stop turning pages. We have to turn. We have to turn the page. We have to turn the page. There. I, Grover, am nailing this page to the next one so that you will not be able to turn it. And we will not get any closer to the monster at the end of this book. Bonk, bam, bing, clonk, bonk. Wood and Grover working hard. Oh no, we've upset Grover again. All right, all right, all right. Do you know that every time you turn another page, you not only get us closer to the monster at the end of this book, you make a terrible mess. But, it said, I missed the worst but. Do you know that every time you turn another page, you not only get us closer to the monster at the end of this book, but you make a terrible mess? All right, all right, all right. This will stop you from turning pages. A heavy, thick, solid, strong brick wall. I would just like to see you try to turn this page. Oh, something. Do you know that you are very strong? Strong we are. Do we know that we are very strong? We are strong. The next page is the end of this book, and there is a monster at the end of this book. Oh, I am so scared. Please, do not turn the page. Please, 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 Grover says. Should we turn the page? And all the fairies raise their hands in glittering movement. Yes, yes, turn the page. We must clap for the fairies. That's how Tinkerbell lives. So we listen, because please is a magic word, and we turn the page. Oh, gotta turn the page, gotta find the right page to turn it, because, you know, the idea being that any page were turned. Here we go. Well, look at that. This is the end of the book, and the only one here is me. Look at that. This is the end of the book, and the only one here is me. I, lovable, furry old Grover, am the monster at the end of this book. And you were so scared. The end. I told you and told you there was nothing to be afraid of. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. But not so, right? We're not so embarrassed. Golden book. I'd had these images, I'd had these memories of the book a little bit, which turned out not to be wrong, I think, but somewhere an animator was showing me the way to go. Well, of course, if I need to read it again, I can. I found this book in a give box, a free box, while taking walks in Oakland. And it was something like after 2011, 2012, 13, 14, because I left California in 14. And I used to take these walks for good health, for good spirit, because my back hurt and I needed to get exercise. And I was unemployed looking for work and keeping myself, going. And I was fortunate to find this book and all sorts of other free things in give boxes. Free boxes, give boxes. It's a tradition out there in the East Bay Oakland, Berkeley, where else, I don't know. But when you have something junk or something that you would otherwise maybe give to the Salvation Army or the Goodwill, something, a thrift store, something you would donate to a church, rummage sale, something like that, and you just put it out at the curb in a big box or a bag, and sometimes you write free on it, but basically people know what they're seeing when they come home from work, or you're out walking the dog, or you're just taking a walk and you see these boxes out by the curb and you think, is that garbage? Is that recycling? It's a free box. And who knows what's inside of it? Hopefully not a dirty baby diaper, hopefully not some old cup of coffee, spilled all over items, which are actually in donation. And sometimes you find, wonderful things. I happen to be unemployed and looking for work, and it was those last 3 years in California or so, and for reasons of my own, I kept 80 boxes packed away in what was going to be the eating area off of my kitchen of a brand new apartment. I'd kind of fallen down, and my beloved cat daughter Maggie died at the beginning of 2011, and I was destitute and just as upset as I've ever been in my life. And my back went down, and I started taking these walks. And I'd lost the greatest love of my life, my cat, my beloved daughter. And she was my best friend. She was my wife. She was my everything. And I would take these walks, and the earth started to yield, gifts of survival. And I realized there were these boxes that one could receive things from. And that's where I found this book. And, sometimes I found clothing or other books, and I found some stainless steel knives and forks and spoons, and I needed those because I had stuff packed away that I was refusing to get into. I was determined to create better life, and I was going to jump out of this terrible apartment I'd rented, but I wound up getting stuck there for 3 years, and I kept everything in boxes, and it was crazy. I really was having this crazy experience, and I wound up on food stamps. I wound up having to accept food assistance, EBT, and my mother was dying, and she pulled me to Denver, and I wound up, in this bequeathed condo after Denver here in Illinois. I mean, it's been hard going. It's been hard work and intense survival. And I was fortunate out in those days, to find these free boxes, to take a walk. Sometimes I would walk 2.5 miles a day. It was good exercise, and it was good to be outside. And I would look for work every day. And I was just working as hard as I could. Would I work for the post office? Could I work for the police? Where could I find employment? Could I work, with older adults again? Could I work selling clothes? Could I, what could I do? And I was just applying for as much as every job I could thought that I could possibly squeeze myself into. And I won't go further into my job search. However, I've been, promised work with the firm, the spy firm, which will hire me, which will rescue me. And this rescue takes more than simple hire. It's not a simple hire, as has been proven. And this rescue takes on, the form of armed men. And I won't go so much more into that, but I'm waiting every day, as I've been, and they will become my employers, and I will, we'll work well together. I will work for them. We'll all work well together. And they are ever evolving, and I find that admirable. So I was very fortunate to find this book, which had good healing then and has good healing now. And we've processed this book many times. I don't want to get so into it. I've only read it so many times. I read it, as I said, when I was something like preteen and maybe a teenager. And then I found it, and it's good medicine. And storyline I remembered, and I'm not missing any pages. And we have our own story to live, our own story to tell. And we've got to figure out, how to get, number one, to the end of the book and to deal with what, may and may not be monster. So the self, it's evil that we're afraid of and evil that we have to look out for. And it's the self that we need not fear. It's the self which is truly lovable. We can't love an abuser. We can't love evil. And I don't think of Buffalo as evil at all. And I know that he and I possess the ability to develop a really beautiful relationship. And so I'm taking these chances, making these strides. I'm agreeing to process all of this medicine. And if there's more real medicine, if there are real, let's process it. If there are other real suggestions, I'll consider them. I don't want to go, too far. And I certainly don't mean to put up material which is unnecessary. But, let's get to this place where we're sipping cider through a straw. And let's get to this place where we are speaking through the window or through meet or phone or email. And I'm of an understanding that Buffalo's website is on its way and ever constructed, ever growing stronger, always getting better, ever getting stronger. And I give great thanks. And here I'm going to turn the phone so I can be seen. Yeah, that does it. But it didn't. Oh, maybe you can't do that when you're in it. So let's see. I won't turn the phone. I don't need to be seen. I wore some brightly colored yellow and green and blue clothing today to have a little bit of sunshine in this, hard and very cold time. I wore very brightly colored yellow, green, and blue to bring myself some spirit and some life. And all is well. And I give thanks for all the hard work taking place, and I give thanks for good leads. I give thanks for love and for devotion, for understanding, and for well-being. I give thanks for all the medicine that we can process and handle together. And I'm very much looking forward to rescue and to making what is real. If there is a real monster, then we'll deal with it. And I don't believe that Grover is the monster. I don't believe that Buffalo is a monster. And so we are nearing the end of the book. We are at the end of the book, perhaps. And we're going to make it. We're going to get beyond this very difficult time. Much love, everybody. Be very well. Sarabeth Emet.